You are in for an unscripted, uncensored conversation that is likely to be nerdy, potentially controversial, but 100% laughable. This is A Kettle of Fish with your hosts, Robert, Paul, Tyler, and Frank.
Cool. Now I don't even remember what the fuck I was saying.
You were saying how you liked Rob's questions.
Oh, yeah. They'll go from like, do you ever wear your socks inside out? And then it'll be like, what do you think you'll feel when your parents die? And you're like, dude, Jesus, can we lighten up a little? Fuck.
Can we make up Rob-isms while we wait on him?
Sure.
Like, just fake Rob questions. Just like... So how hard do you hit the brake when you're at a stoplight? And then fucking the next question would be,
what's the longest thing you've ever seen?
The longest thing?
Like, what? Yeah. You're like, a train, I guess? What the fuck kind of question is this?
How long do you look at someone after they die?
Oh, God. What is it? When have you felt the most afraid?
Good Lord, yeah. Stop. We're going to give them ideas. Gee.
How annoyed are you when your collar pulls at the hairs on the back of your neck?
Oh, yeah, that makes me fucking angry, dude. Definitely. By the way, I've been listening to our episodes, and they've been coming out really, really good. And my girlfriend really likes them, too. She thinks we're all funny. She, believe it or not, she is a big Paul fan. So I don't know what the fuck that's about.
Uh-oh.
She was like, I like
Shout
Paul.
out
He's
to
funny.
Tyler's
I was like,
girlfriend.
It's
like,
probably
Paul is funny.
It's
It's
probably
because I annoy
he
you.
triggers you.
Yeah.
It's probably because he triggers
It's
you.
100% that.
Yeah, because I remember Paul was saying, like, I poop in my underwear and wear them every day.
God.
And then Robert's like, I'll meet you halfway. I don't wash my shoes that often. And it's like, that's not meeting him halfway at all. What
She's
the
over
fuck
there
are you talking
taking
about?
notes on how to fucking trigger you later and
dude,
press your
I was-
buttons and shit.
I was trying to say that I kind of relate, and then he just went so off the deep end I couldn't finish my thought. And my wife, Felicia, she's like, I can't believe you agree with me. But I wasn't. I was trying to explain. And then it just got so off the rails. It was over. And I
You're
just
like, I don't agree with that.
Oh my
I swear
God.
to God.
No, what I was going to say was like, I get it. Cause like, I don't like,
Does Felicia hate me?
yeah, she does hate you. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
No, I was going to say like, I don't like sweating on the sheets. That was the thing. Like
Oh, yeah.
Do you wear like a
No, I don't
shirt
either.
or and
like
boxers?
I'll just wear boxers. It's just
Because,
like,
like,
one of those
I grew up
things,
in the-
like sweaty
I grew up in
balls
the
on
country,
sheets
you
just
know,
bothers me.
like,
What about like a
and,
sweaty back on that doesn't bother you?
Well, sweaty balls on the sheets would bother me, but a sweaty
But
back,
not
bother
a
me more
sweaty
than
back.
back.
not,
Oh,
so
we
Yeah.
much.
gotta explore this.
Not so much.
The sweat
But
on my
it's
back
still-
doesn't smell like the duck swamp
It's still
that
sweat
my balls
from your
do.
skin.
Well,
How is that even different?
No. Swamp ass.
Because ball
is
sweat
different.
stinks.
Swamp ass is different from back sweat.
Do you guys sleep in like 86-degree rooms?
No.
No, but if the AC goes out or if it... I sometimes sweat in a 68-degree room.
When is the last time you attempted to sleep commando?
Never.
Because maybe the removal of that insulated layer would actually keep you cooler.
No.
No, I've got insulated boxers, so they already keep me cool.
So I get more adventurous when it's not my sheets. So
Wait, hold on. Paul, insulated boxers can't cool you more than no boxers. Do you understand that?
Yeah, no. They've got like a pouch, and it keeps things separate, and it's everything. Yeah, it's pretty great.
They can't cool you more than nothing will.
But it's better than having like my balls welded to my thigh. You know what I mean?
kind of conditions are you motherfuckers sleeping in? I'm so concerned.
Welded.
What is wrong with you guys when you go to sleep and you're just profusely sweating? Why is this happening?
I do. So it was really weird. Our air conditioner sucked when I lived in Perry, and I would wake up and I'd turn around and look at the bed, and there's just this huge pall silhouette of sweat.
That's awful. It's so gross.
That is gross. That's really gross.
Oh, it used to drive me nuts because I'm like, why am I soaking wet first thing in the morning?
You need a thinner blanket. You need one. Here's the deal, okay? If you just sleep with a blanket, you're going to be cooler than if you sleep with even a thinner blanket plus a sheet, because the separate layers, they like trap the body heat in between them and they serve as like an insulation layer. So just sleep with fucking one piece of fabric, not two. That's my schizo advice.
Who sleeps with two pieces of fabric?
Unironically, yes. It keeps you cooler, dude.
What two pieces of fabric are you sleeping with?
Like a sheet and a blanket.
Who sleeps with a sheet and a blanket?
Most people that make over $11,000 a year.
Oh, well, I don't. I make about 9,000. So,
oh God,
one blanket.
No, I sleep with just a blanket. I don't sleep with sheets. Fuck top sheets.
Yeah, no.
Point.
So, and that's funny though. I do keep a sheet for when it's hot. Like if it gets hot, we throw the blanket off and we just use the sheet.
So where does the sheet stay normally?
In the closet.
Okay. So you get hot in the middle of the night. You get up in the middle of the night. You take the blanket off. You grab the sheet. You throw the sheet on.
And we put the blanket in the closet. Yeah.
Good God. It's like Paul's life plan is do everything as inoptimally as possible. What's the worst way I can do this?
Well, I could do it even worse. I could keep it like in a further away part of the house.
Keep it outside in the car.
Yeah, in the trunk. That doesn't open with the key, so I actually have to go in the front to
every time we want a top sheet, we go to Bed Bath & Beyond, we buy one, we use it, and then we treat them as disposable, so we throw it away.
He just ties it up between two trees and uses a hammock.
After it stops being hot, I pin it to some pieces of wood and turn it into a canvas.
Damn, dude. I feel like Rob's not going to join us. He's like offline now.
I know. He's just like ignoring.
Sad.
I'm going to roast his ass if he jumps in here.
I did have a topic, but I don't know if it was more of a Tyler topic or a Rob topic.
Okay.
Hold on. I got to find my notes. Actually, I think it was a Tyler topic. It was,
oh no.
At what point?
Oh no.
Dandelions are bullshit. That was one of them.
God.
That was one of them, just to piss Tyler off. Was
topic. Dandelions are bullshit. It's not a topic. It's just a statement. Dandelions are bullshit.
Because they evolved so drastically that I, for the longest time, didn't know what a dandelion was. Because someone would tell me the little
real
yellow
fucking question, please.
The little yellow flower would be a dandelion, but also the one that blows seeds is a dandelion. You know, it was confusing. Anyway, dandelions are bullshit. The real topic is there a point at which we can separate the art from the artist? If, say, the artist has done something fucking awful, do you just stop enjoying the art entirely and dismiss it? It's like dismiss the validity of it because of what the artist did, or is the art still relevant regardless of what the artist does?
Frank, do you want to go first?
Yes. Yes, I will go first.
Yes.
And yes, the art is still relevant.
Okay.
For instance, so musical artists, you really enjoy
they all do
performer's first album, and then they do some new age god awful album after that. You can't stand them anymore.
Slipknot.
But you absolutely love another album of theirs. Or it could just be one song, like a one-hit wonder, right? But everything else of theirs is absolute trash. But that one song is pure perfection. So, case in point, yes, I do believe that you could admire an artist's singular work of art without admiring that artist's other work.
So, in reference to that, say say hypothetically, you were just the biggest goddamn fan of the movie Ghost Dad. Could you still enjoy that movie after all the allegations against Bill Cosby?
For starters, I would blow my brains out because Ghost Dad was terrible. So
I just said hypothetically, if you were the biggest fan of Ghost Dad.
Well, yes, I do believe that I could still enjoy the intellectual property.
The Cosby Show.
Well, no, I could still enjoy the intellectual property that the actor was involved in.
I don't know why.
Despite knowing what the actor had done outside of the television program. Now, if he used said program to do the things that he was later known for, then I would have a serious problem with that show after the fact. But
for me, it's very easy to do with music. It's incredibly easy to do with music. But for actors, like I was really into House of Cards, and the Kevin Spacey thing came out, and I was like watching the show, and I was like, I don't think I can watch this anymore. It just feels fucking weird.
So sometimes it does feel weird, especially if you have to see the person.
Yeah, I think that's mainly what it is. But like any musical artist that's done bad things, I don't care. I just listen to music.
So if it came out tomorrow that like Vincent Van Gogh was a pedophile, sociopathic serial killer, you'd still be like, you know what? That's a pretty good painting, though.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Anybody that doesn't is delusional. You can't.
So
why would the art itself be devalued? Yeah, it's just brainworms.
So there was because that's the big part of cancel culture, right? Like is he said a mean tweet fucking 30 years ago, ban everything he's ever done, that kind of bullshit. Or people trying to ban Hogwarts Legacy because J.K. Rowling has an opinion.
Yeah, very, very dumb type of shit.
And she didn't even work on the game, so it's like, the fuck are y'all talking about?
That's really funny.
But it popped in my head because I was like, I really want to listen to this song, and because it popped in my head, and then I remembered like, oh yeah, this guy had all kinds of fucking like pedophilia allegations and things like that, like grooming allegations, whatever, cheating on his wife, and I'm just like, but I really like this fucking song. Like, fuck that guy if it's true, but like, I really like this song. And I started having like this conflicting feeling. Like, am I allowed to still enjoy the art if the dude's an asshole? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think so. Definitely.
So that's kind of where I was sitting with it. It's like, from a logical standpoint. And I guess I was trying to think of like that South Park episode of Free Hat, where they're talking to George Lucas, and George Lucas wants to change Raiders, and he's like, it's my movie, I can do whatever I want. And the kids are like, no, once an artist creates, it belongs to society. It's not your movie, it's our movie. We paid to go see it. It was as much part of our lives as it was yours. And
ooh,
yeah, right. Like South Park gets deep sometimes. I'm just like, damn, man.
Yeah, I kind of fuck with that. I like that.
So I
don't know.
So there's actually two approaches to that thought process. I agree that fans have a right to say you can't change something that we've bought into. But let's look at like the Star Wars, the THX version, and then the remastered version of the original trilogy, right? So here's my gripe, right? I would love to be able to get the THX remastered edition on Blu-ray without all the CGI stuff.
Yeah.
You can't get it, right? So that's my gripe. Now, I would like to have the option. So to me, like, as if you're a storyteller and you want to tell your story and you want to do it the right way, but you can't because you're limited in your capacity. So you do it the way he did it in 1979. And then you come back and later on he's like, well, I'm going to tell it the way I meant to tell it the whole time. Well, that's all well and good, but you should still give the fans the option. Oh, but you know what? Because I have a lot of diehard fans out there that truly appreciated the cult classic, I'm still going to release the original format in all its glory, totally remastered. To me, that's kind of like, hey, an homage to the fans for, hey, thank you for loving my original work despite me not being able to tell the story the way I wanted to tell it. But here, check out my story the way I wanted to tell it. So
I mean, that's a wholly other conversation too, though. That's all true. But see, that's also calling George Lucas out for being a hypocrite was what they were doing.
Yeah.
That was he led the fight against the colorization of movies. Like he was like, no, leave them as they were originally intended. And then he turned around and started updating all his movies every few years. So, that was that whole thing. But no, that's cool. I didn't think we would all agree on the whole art versus artist thing.
Really?
That's interesting. I don't know.
Really?
I mean, Tyler, I kind of was like, I wonder what he'll say. He'll probably be like, no, if that dude was out, blah, 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 blah. Like, I thought you would actually have like a conflicting opinion for some reason. I was like, I don't know. Frank, I was like, maybe Frank will just be on the sideline and not have an opinion. I don't know.
When I was much younger, I did. When I was like 23, there was a rap artist I really liked, and it like came out. There were like allegations of him like beating his girlfriend and shit. And I was like, ugh. And I like wrestled with that for a while, but I would like still listen to his music and shit. So I don't care. But now I'm just like at the point where if I was a big fan of Kanye West music, I would probably still listen to it. I just don't care that much.
Well, it kind of goes back to that whole Michael Jackson thing. It's like, yeah, but Thriller, though, you know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Thriller, yeah. So, you know.
Frank, I want Frank to make a question, dude.
You want me to make a question? Okay.
Yeah, Frank should question.
I am curious because Rob's made him. I've asked a couple. Paul has his schizophrenic questions.
I don't know, man. I'll tell you what, if something really good comes to me, I'll definitely save it.
Oh my God, I forgot to write down
bring it to the table. And I knew you would. I knew you'd forget.
No, I remembered it now. I just scrolled back through the things. What do you guys prefer? Happy endings to TV shows and movies, or like leave you wanting more like cliffhanger endings? Or just bad, like not happy endings, the opposite of happy endings.
I do have a good opinion on this.
I prefer tragedy, believe it or not.
Yeah?
I really prefer tearjerker endings. I like the heartwarming stuff, but to me, tragedies just really convey this overwhelming
heartwarming stuff
story.
feels like shoved in there sometimes.
Yeah.
What were you guys saying, Tyler?
Did you guys ever see the movie It Comes at Night? Have you guys seen this movie?
That sounds familiar.
The title sounds familiar. Refresh my memory.
So it's post-apocalyptic. Basically, the people live in this world and they're out in the middle of the woods and nowhere. Because outside, if they ever encounter another human, they are terrified that this person is going to give them whatever it is, some kind of virus, right? And when they meet this guy, they're like all terrified. Like this random guy shows up, they're all terrified that like he's going to infect their family and shit. And the movie's all about like paranoia. And at the very, very end of the film, you know, it's kind of leading you to like there actually isn't anything wrong. Like everything's fine. They're just being paranoid. And then like their kid gets the illness and like their kid dies. And like all of the preventative measures that they took were for nothing because their kid died and now they both have it. And the ending shot is like the husband and wife sitting at a table looking at each other, just like waiting for it to happen.
That's fucked up. I like it.
I love that film.
I love that.
An ending like that that's just darkness. Like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, just pure misery. But there was another movie called Triangle, which is about like these people who went on a cruise ship. And in this cruise ship, it's in like the Bermuda Triangle. And like time is like looping.
All right.
And like everybody starts dying on the boat and shit. And the girl like looks out of the boat and she sees their original raft. So she's like looking at herself and her group again because time is looping. And she's like trying to prevent them from getting on the boat and shit. And the end of the movie is like she breaks the cycle. She comes back home and it was like shown that before she went on this trip, she was like an abusive mom. She had like a special needs kid and she would like hit him and shit. And so she kills that old version of herself. And is like, I'm sorry. I'll never be that way with you again. And like, you're like, oh my God, this rocks. Like she has fixed her mistakes. She broke the loop. And then like she's driving with her son and then she hits a bird or something and she like gets out and she picks up the seagull and she walks over to like throw the seagull into the water. And there's like 600 seagulls because she didn't break the loop and she's still in it.
A loop.
And all
Jesus
of that was part of the loop.
dude.
And I was so upset by that. I was so upset. I was like, dude, you can't make us think that
that's Silent Hill. Silent
and like
Hill
everything's fine. And it's like, aha, gotcha. No, everything's not fine. She's still stuck there. And you're like, okay. And that was the end. And I fucking hated that.
That was the exact ending of the first Silent Hill movie, almost verbatim.
Really?
Like, it's like, oh, she got out of Silent Hill. That's great. Yay. And she gets all the way home and the fog is still there. And she can feel her husband in the real world in her home, but she's still trapped in the other world, but didn't really come to that conclusion until just that point.
See, it was I don't really like shit like that. I don't like...
That's like purposely sad. That's like going the extra mile, like to trick the audience. That's fucked up.
Yeah, I'm okay with dark movies that are upsetting. There's a really great Korean horror film called I Saw the Devil, which like this serial killer kills this guy's wife. He spends the entire movie torturing this killer, like manipulating him, fucking with him. Like he would like jump in, beat the shit out of him, cut his Achilles, and then leave him. And at the end of the horror movie, he finally, you know, he's looking for this psychopath to be scared. He's looking for him to feel regret, and he just doesn't. The guy's just evil. And so he puts him in a room with like a rope in the guy's mouth. So if the psychopath lets go of the rope, a guillotine will drop on his head, right? And he's like, I don't give a fuck. You can't hurt me. Haha. And then like as the good guy leaves, like you hear a knock at the bad guy's door and it's his family. And so when they open the door, it pulls the rope out of his mouth and his family, his parents and his son watch him get decapitated because that's the only thing he could do to the bad guy at all. And then like as the good guy is listening to this on the radio, he like takes it out of his ear and just starts weeping because there's nobody wins. And movies like that I fucking love, dude. But it's
kind of reminded me of Old Boy a little bit.
It's the same fucking actor. Choi Min-sik, the guy who plays Desuo, he plays the villain in that movie.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I'm okay with like ultra dark, no happiness movies. I'm okay with that, but I don't like it when it leads you to believe that it's going to go well. And then it takes it away from you. You're like, dude, you don't have to.
So what got me to that way of thinking, I mean, I've been thinking about that for a long, long time because I wrote a story years ago that had like an overtly happy ending. And it was just like, I let someone read it. It was some girl I was dating at the time. And she was like, huh?
Was it me?
Yes, it was you. You were the girl I was dating.
Really?
Yeah. Am I a pretty girl?
SpongeBob?
Yeah, that was a SpongeBob reference. So she was like, I was really cool, but that ending just kind of felt shoved on there, like really like just didn't feel necessary. It didn't have the same vibe as the rest of the story. And I was like, so what do you think? She's like, you should probably just cut that part off and just kind of leave it. And then I was reading some Stephen King stuff, like his short story stuff, and he had like a little prologue that he had written and talked about how sometimes he just couldn't figure out the best way to end a story. So what he would do is he found out that the best way turned out to be just leaving the reader wanting more, leaving a mystery or leaving it for like the reader to kind of figure out on their own throughout their own imagination and everything, how maybe the story was going to end. And I was like,
few movies do that well, I feel like.
Yeah. Like Quiet Place kind of did it. And then they were like, oh, here's a sequel. And it's like, oh, fuck you.
Dude, that sequel triggered the fuck out of me. It was a useless movie. You gained no new information, nothing. There was no update in the world, right?
It ruined the first one.
It fucking did, dude. The first one was a 10. The second one was like a 3. Actually made the first one worse.
So that's part of why I was thinking about that. But the other part was I watched the finale for Walking Dead the other day with Felicity. I got like halfway through it when I sat down and watched it. And the way they just were like, let's wrap everything up with a pretty little bow. And I was like, watch, fucking spoilers. What's his, I'm not going to say his name. I'm going to be like, what's his name's going to show up at the end of this. and it's just going to be cliche and stupid, and they're going to leave like nothing to it, and it's all going to be wrapped up with a pretty little bow, and I'm like, in a show that's mostly doom and gloom, and like it just didn't have the same vibe as the rest of the show, and I was like, man, this sucks.
So in a word, franchise.
Yeah, and fucking,
it's
like,
in the truest definition of the word, franchise. They have milked that cow to death.
Oh, they're not done. They've got a they got a movie coming out.
They're gonna keep draining it dry, man. It's terrible. It's sad, really. Those writers are just about dead.
Can tell. I was a really, really big fan of the way Breaking Bad ended, just with Walt dying and like Jesse gets away, but he's not happy because he just had a horrible life now.
Well,
did you
that's
watch
Butch and Sundance? You know,
did you watch El Camino?
No, I did not.
Yeah, you need to watch El Camino.
Is that post?
Yes.
Ooh.
But that's Butch and Sundance. You know, like you die how you live, like Scarface and stuff like that. So that's kind of what he was trying to resonate there. It felt like with like, oh, okay, there was never going to be a happy ending for Walt.
For sure. Yeah, he was just pure evil by the end of it, basically, which I also fucking love.
There was that. The thing I liked about Breaking Bad was it wasn't pure evil. It was a mixed morality, right? It
was riding that line, the gray line.
He gave in to the what's the word I'm thinking of? I won't say the hedonism.
Homosexual urges.
The hedonism, I guess, is the closest I can think of at the moment. The power trip, the power, right? Yeah. And he just gave into the impulses, and he still had his ultimate driving force to leave his family well off
in a good spot. Yeah,
but he got a little bit too greedy with it, and of course the power kind of drove him into doing stupid stuff.
That's a lot of those shows, though.
The whole underlying the whole underlying premise for him, though, he still cared. I mean, you saw it all the time. His impulses always did him in. Like he always went a little too far, and it was heartbreaking the level of shit that he did to Jesse. You know,
yeah, dude.
Because poor Jesse.
Jesse deserved some of the things, but he didn't deserve half the shit that Walt did to him, man. That was fucked up shit. But
I'd say it was like a perfect example of a toxic relationship.
But to me, that was good writing. And Walking Dead up until Negan was pretty good writing.
Yeah, right? And then they started slipping down that hill really fast.
Then they started drawing it out so much because they wanted to see how much money they could stretch out of this franchise. And then they started losing their
actors.
And that's when, the actors started trying to get greedy with it because they saw this as either an opportunity or, it's something they needed to get out of because it was going on far too long. Because the Brits, a lot of the British actors, they don't want to be in any show more than 3 seasons. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. There's a lot of British actors. Because
British television typically doesn't run that long. It's like 1 to 3 seasons.
There are a lot of British television programs that don't go more than 3 seasons. There are,
Broadchurch.
There's still like soaps and stuff that keep going on and on and on. But
if you look at Doctor Who, typically each Doctor gets about 3 seasons and then they're out and they're gone.
Paul, I have a topic that I want to talk with you about. Frank, I don't think you would contribute anything. I can't imagine that you would to this one.
You never know.
Maybe. But this, Paul, specifically is for you as an artist. Woo. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hold on.
The new Suicune design fucking blows cock. Big time.
Why?
I think Suicune is one of the few Pokemon that their design is literally perfect. I do not think it can be improved. And throwing this like primal bipedal dinosaur bullshit onto it, I don't think of all the Pokemon.
Did you see the original sketch though, like the teased sketch that what it was supposed to look like?
No, but I guarantee you I won't like it. I don't think so. Don't fuck with Suicune. Why?
So the original design that had leaked was
drop it in the Discord.
I have to find it. Yeah, it was like all three fused together. Like all three dogs were like fused together in the design.
I don't know how I would feel about that. Was there ever any part in the lore that hinted at them being one being? I feel like that's not true.
No, technically they were given life by Ho-Oh or whatever, but
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, dude. I saw that and I was like,
that's like a whole different.
I like most of the forms. I like most of the primal. I like
the
most
paradox.
of the future. Yeah, I'm cool with all that shit. But like,
yeah, good call. I don't think I'd chime in on this.
I mean, maybe. Hey, Paul, send a fucking image, dude. What the fuck is this?
Oh, I don't know.
Do Windows Shift S and just take a fucking draw.
I'll take a screenshot.
A little square. Do you know about Windows Shift S? It's the best tool of all time. Yeah, hit the Windows key, hit the Shift key, and then hit the S key. And now you can use your mouse to carve out a screenshot that you want to send. And then Windows you just send it with Control V. It rocks. It's the best tool ever.
Shift key S.
Oh. Yes. And then that'll bring up a little thing. And then you just drag.
Way over here in Neverland.
Make the box open. And then it'll go.
Tyler, you forget who you're talking to, man.
Talking to a fucking caveman.
Dude, he's going to suddenly drop. He's going to suddenly drop out of this conversation.
It's going to close his
computer's going to crash.
Shut his computer off.
It's going to crash and he's not going to be able to rejoin us.
And Frank, you're going to be like, Tyler. And I'll be like, I don't know how he did that.
No, we both will know.
Okay. Where did this come from?
So one looks like a snapdragon.
I found it on the internet. So
the other one looks like Orin.
The one on the right
was
was supposed to be all three of the legendary deer fused together, and the one on the left was supposed to be all three dogs fused together. And
was
this leaked. This
was
leaked
this in the game?
No, I don't know. Maybe it was. I just know it leaked out to the internet like months before they actually announced the deer and Suicune being.
Dude, I think I'd prefer this. I think.
Yeah. Like stylistically, especially the Suicune fused one, that looks so much. It does look better. I don't mind the dragon. I think it's a really cool like concept to make it something completely like that vastly different.
Sucks. Fart noise.
I don't think it sucks completely from an artistic standpoint. What I'm looking at is it's got a similar silhouette, like the little ribbon shit that Suicune has is now like a tail, a dual tail. There's a lot of little elements in there that I'm like, okay, I can see where that came from. And
my buddy Zach sent it to me and he's like, dude, and I like looked at it for a few minutes and I was like, I think I hate this.
I think this is terrible and I don't like it very much. So Frank,
this is the design of Suicune. Okay.
Oh yeah.
This glorious, beautiful. What the fuck could you possibly do to its design?
And then this is the dinosaur.
That sucks, dude.
Okay, so the first one looks kind of like the there's that indie game with the wolf that what the hell was that game? Side-scrolling game. Was it Ori
Fortnite.
Ori in the Blind Forest? Was it Ori in the Blind Forest I'm thinking of?
Batman Arkham Asylum.
Oh my god.
FIFA. I don't know what you're talking about.
FIFA 22.
Is that Madden, man? Is that Madden?
Well, see,
you're telling me this doesn't fucking suck.
No,
Frank.
man, it's BCFX, man. Come on, BCFX. You don't remember BCFX? That was the number one requested game at our store.
BCFX? Are you trolling me? What is that? The
Black College Football. You don't remember that?
Oh yeah, the violent one, right? It was like violent.
No, it was like the Black College Experience
or
some shit like that.
It was the Black, the Black College Football League. So it was like the NCAA game for black colleges.
This is a game?
Yeah,
dude.
It was super racist.
You're just being racist.
Look it up. BCFX.
It exists. There were so many football games back then.
Gosh.
I just looked it up and it says this game isn't real and your old store managers are racist. That's what it says when I Googled it.
Like literally verbatim.
Yeah.
Dude, so, Paul, have you seen the fucking clip of you know who Bobby Lee is? Yeah, you do, right?
Yeah, of course.
Have you seen the clip?
I'm Bobby Mom.
Cheeto Santino is like, put your fucking video game down. And he's like, first of all, it's a Nintendo Switch. And he's like, you're 50. And he's like, I'm 48. And he's like, how many fucking 50-year-olds? He's like, how many fucking 50-year-olds have a Nintendo Switch? I'm going to look it up. And he goes, and he holds up Siri and he's like, how many 50-year-olds have a Nintendo Switch? And then he just looks at his phone and goes, 6. That was just fucking so funny, dude.
So smugly.
Yeah, I've seen that. I love that shit. I love him just picking on Bobby all the fucking time. It's the
dude, I'm Bobby Mom
ever.
Is so funny.
Bobby Mom. That shit when he goes cross-eyed, it fucking kills me every time. I've watched it up, dude. I watched it every day for like a week. It just brought me out of depression entirely. It made me so happy.
So, okay, wait, I didn't get a clear answer. Frank, do you not think this bottom design sucks?
I'm not a fan. I like the top design more, but it does border copyright infringement of that character model I'm thinking of from that other video game.
Well, Suicune was released in 2000.
Suicune came first. It came out in like 1999.
Yeah, this came out in 2000, so I doubt it's copyright infringement.
10-4. But yeah, no, I definitely like the first one better.
I just think Suicune is one of those very, very rare Pokemon that's like, you should not fuck with its design. I don't think it can be improved.
So I've been for about two months or so, I got real heavy into drawing fake Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I studied designs. Like, I went all in it. My sketchbook has like where I was studying how to draw, like how they draw eyes, how they draw appendages, how they draw faces, ears, yada, yada, yada. Like I was getting real deep into it. So from a perspective of drawing Pokemon, first of all, these are two different artists because the person who drew the original Suicune was like the original Pokemon artist. Yes. And he has a very distinct style.
He's the OG.
Way he colors shit.
And this was some fucking brain dead intern. They were, hey, you want to fuck up a design of the fucking coolest thing ever?
So what ended up happening to Pokemon is a lot of the art is outsourced now to artists from all over the fucking place. Like, you've got the American Pokemon company, the Japanese Pokemon company, and so so
I know this, by the way. This is true.
Yeah. So there's a good chance that very first one I showed you of the combined thing was like somebody's design here, and then they was like, yeah, let's do it this way. We should split it up. Like it feels like maybe it passed hands like too many times. But it doesn't feel like a scattered design. Like it feels like this is almost not even Suicune, like that it's probably like another Pokemon. But at the same time, like I said, it does share a lot of similarities to the original silhouette of Suicune with the mane, the tail, the color scheme and everything like that. I do like I like the boulder-esque shit on its head. But I don't like the feet. They look like 80s rock star pants with like tassels. But I mean, I don't know. From a Pokemon design, it's not bad. Like, it's not a bad design. It's just, I can see where like Suicune fans would be upset with it.
Dude, that's a good point. If Suicune did not exist, I would be like, oh, this Pokemon fucking rocks.
Right.
But I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm just a purist, but I am.
Well, because I've drawn some what I think are absolutely horrible designs, and I've drawn what I'm like, wow, I can't believe I drew that designs where like, and you can, once you've drawn both and you look at the good and the bad, it really can stand out like when it's really, really bad. I don't think this is a bad design. I think maybe the choice to make it Suicune was a bad choice.
Dude,
I think maybe Entei would have fit better with this kind of aesthetic.
I agree.
Yeah.
I looked a long time ago. I looked into like the different the different like Pokemon creators, and I found that James Turner was like the first and almost the only Westerner that was hired to do that shit. And I hate every single Pokemon that James Turner has drawn. I don't know why the fuck they hired him.
And fuck his mother.
He did Garbodor, he did Vanillux, he did all the Pokemon that everybody hate. He sucks.
See, and that's the thing I couldn't ever wrap my head around, because I was trying to, when I was drawing designs, I was trying to think of like concepts, and I'm like, a lot of Pokemon are based off of items, and I'm like, I hate all of these. And that's funny to me, because the ones that I've drawn that are based on items, like say, I did one that's like a tricolor ice cream that my brother, like he doodled it really quick on like a piece of paper and sent it to me, and he was like, draw this as a Pokemon, and I was like, fuck yeah, I got you, bro. I don't know, it just didn't like it. I think the design was okay, but at the same time I was like, man, I hate this, like you know, like, but then I go and I drew some that were inspired by say SCPs, and I think they fucking came out fucking like, you know, we should, there's my Yule Man one that I drew.
Ooh, Dark Ice?
Yes, I think so.
That rocks. Yeah, he looks like a little ice thief. Love it.
Yeah, he came out so, or
Ghost Ice good. Maybe. The face looks more Ghost.
Yeah. Well, do you know, like, how well versed are you with SCP stuff?
I was in a big tangent of reading a lot of them, but I don't know all of them. Okay.
So this is it's the Yule Man. And he shows up during like a specific time during the holiday season, kidnaps children, and then makes toys out of their flesh and shit like that. So he's fun. But he's really creepy and lanky and typically naked or shirtless or whatever, but he's fun. He's a fun SCP. Look at that. So I had been drawing these SCP Pokemon, like the fake Pokemon or whatever, and I had never drawn like other because, you know, Pokemon evolve. And with this one, this was one of my sometimes. I had never drawn like pre-evolutions or evolutions of my SCP Pokemon before, but someone was like, dude, you should really do it for this one. So I was like, okay, fine. And that's what I came up with. So I
fucking love that, dude.
That's Yule Creep and Yule Stalk. And this is one of those points where I drew the top evolution first, and then from that I backpedaled and I was like, all right, what can I take away? What can I add? And I love him. He's like my favorite drawing of all time. He's so good. But I've drawn a lot of shit ones too, so you know.
What I want to do on this is like have you pull up James Turner's Pokemon and we could talk about them, but then Frank would just be like literally fucking out of the podcast. So I'm like, all right, we have to pick a topic that we can all talk about. Man, let's see.
Oh my god, that's like I typed in James Turner and like it's just like James Turner Pokemon, and I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead.
I don't know.
Oh god, did he created the stupid Golden Go thing? Did he? I think so.
Yeah, cool. One of the worst designs I've ever seen, so that makes sense.
Which I really like the concept of the mimic part of the original little gimme ghoul.
Nah, dude, it's the fucking Reddit icon in the chest. He sucks. He sucks balls.
I said I like the concept. God damn it.
I hate James Turner.
Which ones has he made? See, now did James Turner leave Pokemon?
Good, please leave and get in a bad accident.
Let's see. Wait, what?
I said, good, leave and get in a bad accident. I don't mean that. God. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Vanillite, Vanillish, Vanillux. Yep. Good lord. I like Golit's not bad. Golett and Golurk.
Yeah, they're fine.
Vullaby, that's that bird in the
ugly dog shit. Did he do Braviary?
No.
Good. Okay. Thank God.
Who was Mandibuzz? Oh, that was the vulture.
Okay. Yeah. Which is an ugly, shitty design. Don't care. Trevenant sucks. Trevenant's ugly. Next.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Scary Tree. Fuck off.
Buzzswole.
Fart
he
noise.
did the fucking Ultra Beast. Oh, Buzzswole, Guzzlord. Poipole.
Did he do
did all the
Naganadel
worst.
too?
Yeah, he did Naganadel.
What the hell's Poipole?
Poipole. Yeah, that's true. That's his name, dude.
Oh my god.
He did, yeah, he
that
basically
sounds like
did
some
all
Yokai Watch stuff.
Poipole.
They're Ultra Beasts. They're Pokemon from another dimension. You don't understand.
Yeah, Frank.
Okay.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Just get so
All right,
mad.
yeah, I'll give you my geek card now.
Oh. Yeah, he did Naganadel, and Galarian, Zigzagoon, Lanoon, and Obstagoon.
Dropping bars, dude.
Gigantamax, Gengar, Centiskorch? Centiskorch.
That's a sword and shield design, yeah.
The fucking centipede with the samurai flame shit. Sinistee and Poltegeist. He also designed Shadow Lugia. Well, okay. I mean, so he did a palette swap for Lugia. That's cool.
So hard.
Okay, all right. We got to talk about something. We got to bring Frank back in, okay?
Sorry,
Yeah,
Frank.
sorry, guys.
So,
I had to dip for a
what other
second there.
nerdy shit does Frank like that Tyler also likes?
Yokai Watch.
Well, you know, I'm sorry, Tyler. I know of it, but I don't follow it that much.
You monster.
Yeah, I know.
You destroyed it all.
I am a monster. I will agree that.
God damn it. Man,
I
y'all should
will-
play Ghostwire Tokyo.
I will say this though, like if you guys have any really amped up, hard hitting workout kind of music that you really come across that you like, text it to me or shoot me a message in Discord.
Oh, yeah?
I'm
gotta start?
always looking for some good music that I can
Pumped up
work
kicks.
to at work or get
Dude,
stuff
I'll send you my
done.
playlist. I have a lifting playlist.
I need anything that I can keep going to.
So,
Oh, shoot.
so my favorite types of get going songs are like beboppy songs, ones that I can like bounce to, because I'm like, yeah.
Send them to me. If I don't like them, I just won't listen to them.
Dude.
Here, Frank, I'll drop it right here.
It's all really poppy shit, though. It's not really. Let me see if I can find
Mr. Kitty.
Look at the title of the playlist. It's the fucking
Shizo Lifter.
Schizo Lifter.
Shitso Lifter. Well, you have to put a T or a double Z there, buddy. Come on, man.
No, you're trolling. You don't know how to spell schizophrenia.
what is the name. It's so, and I know this is going to be cringe, but I don't care. I listen to a lot of YouTube musicians that make video game songs.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
You
That's
just,
not
put
quite-
your, you just put your whole damn playlist in here.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's my whole workout
Yeah.
playlist. Absolutely.
Okay.
That's what I go to.
what were you going to say, Tyler? Were you going to say something uplifting about the fact that I listen to video game music?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I do too sometimes.
Oh, dude,
yeah, I
that's,
listen to
that's sick.
Okay.
I love video game music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just put it out there, make sure before I start sending shit.
Oh, come
Now I
on,
don't want to
man.
be too positive.
Hey, seriously, he was talking about freaking Spyro music a couple episodes ago.
That's true.
man.
Yeah,
Well,
true.
so there are a couple of artists that I don't enjoy all of their songs, but some of their songs really like. I really love the Living Tombstone. And he actually had he did the soundtrack for a video game that came out recently, In Sound Mind. It's like a horror game. He's got some songs that I really like. But I don't particularly like his video game songs, which like he had like No Mercy, which was like an Overwatch song.
I think I hate Living Tombstone.
Mhm.
Yeah, you probably do.
I'm pretty sure I know this guy, and I think that if I had the chance, I would kill him.
Oh wow.
Let me see.
I like his lazy song and his drunk song, and so that's. But
Yeah, this shit sucks. Fuck off, Paul. Come on, dude.
which
I
one?
can't stand this guy.
Hey, don't
Which one?
knock it. I'm looking for anything.
Which song
so
did you look at?
I'm willing to try anything. So.
Oh well, no, I wouldn't count any of his songs as workout songs. I was just thinking of like you.
Hey, it's not just workout songs. I need something that I can work to. Like gotcha. I get to my store early, and I need shit to listen to while I'm working, like heaving freight and shit. You know. Yeah, I need something to keep me awake so I can keep moving. Because, you know, I'm like a shark. If I stop moving, I die.
I love, by the way, that Rob said 10 minutes and it's been 25 minutes. All good.
Yeah.
He's a fucking liar. And
it's a shame because I actually had a good little topic that was kind of deep. So,
are you on a tight time constraint?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Not that tight.
Because I mean, if Rob gets in, we could hit a whole nother hour.
I could.
Hey, there he is.
Speak of the devil.
Speak
of the devil.
He heard us talking bad.
The first thing I wanted to say, Rob, is congratulations. I didn't know that you got a vasectomy and that it went so well. And I'm just very proud of you that you said, you know what, Doc, take my balls away. Don't need them. I'm very proud of you for doing that.
Tyler, you know you keep your balls after a vasectomy, right?
You do? Why did they take mine?
Damn.
I use them as the danglers in my car over the mirror.
You're one of those guys.
Yes, I know you keep your balls after a vasectomy.
The truck hitch.
Truck nuts.
Yeah, truck nuts, but it's mine.
Truck nuts.
Did I tell you guys about the Crocs?
The Crocs?
No.
Yeah, did I tell you about the Croc accessories?
Oh God, yeah, dude. People at my
accessories.
job wear those. That's insane.
I can't remember if I told you.
People
guys.
at my job wear those.
Hey, Paul. Here's the deal.
Are you really
If you have food in your mouth, you can either be silent and chew it and finish it, or you can find the nearest revolver, put a single bullet in. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So
thank you.
I did it just for Robert.
If you want a second stream of ASMR podcast, you're more than welcome to do it.
So anyway, I could have sworn I told you guys about this already, but I had this customer come into my store wearing this hideous rubber ducky button-up shirt and these green Crocs. And I noticed something. He had, I think you call them sport mode when he has the little straps up on the back. And he had something hanging off the straps.
Yes.
And it made me do a double take. And I was just appalled at what I saw.
What did you see?
Listen, people clown on Crocs.
No, just let me finish.
Let him finish, Rob. God damn it.
So there on the flaps of his Crocs, in their chromed out, dangling glory, were truck nuts.
Jesus.
Truck nuts on Crocs. I kid you not.
Let me interject for just a minute before Rob tries to vouch for Crocs. Crocs are awful for your feet. They're awful for your bones. You don't have any ankle support. They suck. Don't wear Crocs. They're terrible for you.
See, what's funny is
you get to listen to foot farts all day.
Well, there's the foot farts. That's for sure. That's terrible. I Googled Croc Nuts.
No,
There was a pregnant woman that I worked with that wore Crocs. I'm like, that is horrible for you. Why are you doing that?
I've actually had a conversation with 3 podiatrists that said Crocs were actually good for you.
Are they in Albany, Georgia?
No, they are not.
I don't believe it. They're backless. They don't support or control your heel. I can't.
Were you not also supporting walking barefoot but toe first not too long ago?
Okay, that's different.
There's nothing more
necessarily
supportless of your ankle than shoeless.
Your foot is the best shoe you could ever have.
Okay, I need you to just look at slow-mo footage of any Olympic runner and tell me if they're striking with the heel. That's all I want to know. Find me one video of somebody striking with the heel. Okay.
I mean, competitive running, I would imagine, has.
That's how we're meant to move. Okay. I have the craziest, strongest, primal apex feet.
And Sabertooth.
Damn right.
Yeah.
God, man, why are Croc Nutz a thing?
Cybertooths. Well, that's what we're getting to next.
That's great.
I don't remember why, but I was thinking about the conversation we had about me wearing the fake Crocs at GameStop when we were talking about it the last. I think it was the last episode. No, not
They're
last
crooks.
episode. It was the one before that.
Yeah, they're called crooks. I swear we talked about this already.
We did. I was thinking about it for some reason.
Yeah. So
Robert, you missed all the good fun.
Rob, just Google are Crocs bad? Just Google are Crocs bad for your feet?
Oh God, let's get past Crocs.
Oh, because Google has all the answers.
It's
like, go to WebMD,
Paul. It's fucking
All right.
podiatrists. Okay, whatever.
So guys,
fine.
I got a
not
topic.
optometrists.
I got something to really kick things off now that Rob has finally graced us with his presence.
I want to before you get that, I just want to let you know I found a software that lets me hotkey a mute button, and I'm so stoked about it because, like, my mic has an on-off switch, but if you click it, there's a very audible and very high and loud clicking, and it sucks.
Yeah.
But other than that, yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Mine does the same thing too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I
know it drives you nuts.
It does.
Croc Nutz?
Yes.
Croc Nutz.
You know what? The title of the episode was going to be Croc Nutz, and now it's Croc Nutz.
There you go.
Croc Nutz.
So, have you guys ever experienced deja vu?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think so. For sure.
Paul?
Paul's about to say no or something retarded.
No. Simple yes or no.
No, I have. Yeah, I have.
Okay. So, hear me out on this.
Eating.
Okay.
So, what if your deja vu was actually you living through the moment at that moment? And that you're actually well past what you think is the now? You
I'm
still
already
with me
lost.
so far? Okay, so...
Nope.
This is like some Inception bullshit.
When you have deja vu, that's when you're actually in the moment.
Okay.
So right now, like you feel like you're in the now, but you've already passed this moment. Your brain is just catching up to it. Does that make sense?
Yes. Paul has like
exactly
an AOE of like a learning disability because I can't.
So consider it lag, right? So think of it like lag.
Okay.
Or like a screen delay or
we're like perma-lagging?
Yeah, kind of. So you know how like satellite broadcasts, right? There's a delay in the feed uplink, for instance.
Right.
So think of it that way. The reason why I'm asking it this way, because I remember when my grandmother was on her deathbed and I went in there and I talked to her and I had a conversation with her. And I don't really remember the exact conversation that I had with her, but her responses were so erratic, right? And they made no sense. And I stayed in the room with her after that, even though it made no sense what she was saying. I just stayed with her and we were all just continuing to talk with her. And then she kept talking and her responses were still so erratic. But then I remembered her responses to someone else later on were actually responses to some of the things that I had said. So it's like she was having delayed responses, like delayed reaction time. So that got me thinking about that.
Interesting.
And, and deja vu, it's like you suddenly realize, wait a second, I've already experienced all this. Right?
There is. So like when my mom was going through, it was first diagnosed with like the vascular dementia, she would pick up conversations that it was almost like she had left off, from 30, 40 years ago. Cause she was talking to like her brother that had died like years prior to that, or like her parents that had died in like 94. So, I mean, the brain's a weird thing, man, especially if you're
so
older.
And that ties into like the memory centers of your brain though. Cause you never truly forget everything. Like your brain stores
autonomic
everything.
nervous system just taking over.
Yeah.
Nerd alert.
Yeah. So, but
Not
also
even a real
the
word. Nice try, Rob.
The whole like lag concept, though, I don't see how that could feasibly work with how ridiculously fast like neuron like how that shit just fires off in your brain, how fast shit is.
Name two parts of the brain, Paul.
You can never truly live.
Just give me two.
In the current. You can never truly live in the current moment because you're constantly moving forward because things are just like the synapses in your brain are firing off way too fast.
So we got synapses. What else?
Shut up.
That's not even a part of the brain.
That's not even a part of a brain. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So give me two. Give me one.
The medulla oblongata.
Hey, there you go. That'll work.
The parabellum.
The parabellum. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Oh my god.
But I don't know. It feels like with how reaction is, like there's no way you could be lagging for deja vu to be that. I feel like deja vu has more to do with just like coincidence and repeating patterns in just day-to-day activity. Like you do the same. 90% of people do the same shit every day. And you get that sense of deja vu because, well, you've sat down at this desk and you've done this however many fucking times in the past 10 years that you've been working the same job or you know. So your brain's just like, hey, I remember doing this shit just last week. God damn it. Why are we back at it?
That's why sometimes have you ever like driven home and thought to yourself, did I stop at all the stoplights? Did I?
Let me interject real quick on that. Now, when I experience deja vu, I challenge it, right? I don't think, this is like, just something
this hasn't happened.
This isn't something that happens often. This is an exact moment. This is something that happens precisely this one time. You know, we're all intellectual enough to know that, this isn't something that we do a lot.
Well,
so I would like to think that we're all intellectual enough to challenge our deja vu to be more than a coincidence.
True.
So for me personally, when I experience the deja vu, it's more than just a lapse of my memory and a coincidence. I strongly believe that there's a little bit more to it than that. So,
well, I mean, you're a D&D guy. How many times does like 20 roll around on the dice? Like it's all statistics. Like eventually another deer is going to run across the road at the exact spot where you've driven by at some point in your life.
There's always a glitch in the matrix too, right? You know, it's all for me, this whole conversation is purely science fiction to me. I was fascinated by the thought of it. This
is hurting my brain.
It's pretty awesome. Right?
No, I love it.
And,
it's great.
Deja vu's always been interesting to me, and I'm sorry that I'm giving Tyler an aneurysm by bringing it up.
He's just over there shaking the fucking vein in his head. It's just.
He wanted me to challenge you guys with a question, and there it was. So I don't always have deep ones. I'll bring an easier question next time, Tyler. I promise.
No, I like
what's
this.
Your favorite color or something?
I like this though because I used to think about deja vu a lot, especially when I was in high school. Because I would, like I said, the pattern recognition thing, I would have dreams that I was in class because it just I hated school so much. So my subconscious just kept putting me there as like my own personal hell. And I would go to class and then like some of the things that the teacher would say would hit my ear just right to be like, wait a minute, why am I having deja vu from this? And it's like, I dreamt about this, but I still feel like it's just pattern recognition and cliche. Like it's just that same shit over and over and over and over. Especially since in school, you're just like having to memorize shit. So you're just getting the same information over and over anyway.
So you think it's your brain just doing a whole predictive text thing?
Yeah, kind of. It's just like filling out the blanks.
Well, that's also a symptom of ADHD. So,
yay! That's me, ADHD man, to save the day.
I really wish you would take something.
Tyler, you're kind of quiet over there. What's your thought on all of this?
Dude, I don't know. Because I feel the same way that you do about deja vu, that when you have it, it feels unnaturally precise. Like You remember standing in this exact spot. You remember thinking about the same thing. You remember reading the same text message. Like it's like impossibly precise. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just fucking hate it. Don't like it. It feels really scary.
Well, so what if it's
potentially
in a cosmic way, your future self is trying to convey some form of message to you?
Or
what do you think it could be?
The walls of the multiverse
that's the biggest
are blending
question.
together.
Shut up, Paul. This is my question.
I like thinking about the multiversal theory, though. So that's I always go back to that. So, but I mean, that could be a potential too. Like every decision we make branches off into another.
Do you think there's a universe where Paul is quiet for more than 5 seconds in a row?
No, I think that ADHD was born with me. So every version of me, like you'd have to find a universe where I don't exist. So one where my mom didn't get pregnant.
That sounds like a dream.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't think that universe exists.
I think I will go there after I die.
I think I'm meant to exist.
Probably only one universe that exists where Paul is quiet. And that's the universe.
That's the one where I didn't wake up from my coma.
And he's also the president in that universe.
I'm the president.
Yeah.
I love it.
Or he's in an insane asylum or something like that, you know.
I think I'm there anyway. This is all just a hallucination. Fuck you guys.
There you go.
All right, Elon.
All right. Well, that was my contribution for today.
This has been A Kettle of Fish. You can contact the show by emailing akettleoffishpodcast@gmail.com. Be sure to like and subscribe from anywhere you get your podcasts.